All right, pre-algebra, you should have got this formula sheet in class on Monday and Tuesday while you were taking the test. So I'm just going to point out some things, and it's basically a review. We're going to do all the way down to circles before spring break. Right after spring break, we'll pick up circles. So this is really a review, but there are a couple things I think are important for you to know, and because I do see this mistake even in pre-algebra with kids. So I'm not really going to go into perimeter. It kind of shows you a perimeter. Let's see if I can get all four of these to show here. Can I scooch up that trapezoid? All right, kind of cut off the triangle a little bit. So basically, perimeter, you add up all the sides. All right, and that's kind of my general definition. I don't get into these definitions here. Some of them show you to add up all sides. That's basically what they're doing. There are some shortcuts here with rectangles when opposite sides are the same. But basically, perimeter, add them all up. All right, now, area. These you all should be familiar with, but I'm just going to point out a couple things that students make mistakes on. So, area of a rectangle, length times width. You should know that. Notice the length and the width, right? They form this right angle here, right? Those come together at a right angle. They kind of form that L, right? Upside down L here. And that's important, that right angle, because it comes up with all these things that we're talking about today. So, when I get to a parallelogram, right? Sometimes students make mistakes here because the area of a parallelogram is base times height. Well, sometimes students will take B times C. Well, here's the thing with an area. The base, and if you have this down, write this down. I'll let you use this on your test, so the more notes you take, the better. The base and height form a right angle. Okay, and that's your dead giveaway of what your base and height is. Your height basically connects these two, okay, and forms a right angle, because C also connects these two sides, right? But C does not form a right angle with B. So the height of the parallelogram is the distance between the two sides that forms this right angle, okay? And that goes true for a triangle too. So for a triangle, again, the base, if you want to write it down, you can. It's basically we're repeating what we did for a parallelogram. The base and height form a right angle. Okay, so you're looking at the two sides that form the right angle. Well, here it's kind of obvious, right? It's right here in front of you. Here's the base and height. But sometimes they turn these triangles on its side, and sometimes students will pick the wrong two sides to find the area. Well, it's always the base and the height form this right angle. All right, so you're always looking for this thing right here, and the two sides that form that. So here they form that T. Now, that's one common mistake with a triangle. The second one is, and you can use either of these. I prefer the one on top, base times height. Don't forget to divide it by 2. Because a triangle is basically just a parallelogram cut in half. Right? And that's where they get that divided by 2. But there will be a lot of students that just do base times height. Don't forget to divide it by 2. All right, so that's a triangle. You will see that on Wednesday or Thursday. We're going to see some triangles. I'm going to give you all of these to kind of work on. Some virtual things that shouldn't take too long. Okay, trapezoid. A trapezoid has exactly one pair of parallel sides, and this is your symbol for parallel. Okay, now, sometimes they're on top of each other, but sometimes they may flip this on its side, and your parallel sides may be on the left and the right. But you have to identify the parallel sides because those are what are said to be the bases of the trapezoid. So there are 3 steps. I'll put it in words, and I'm basically doing what this formula is telling us to do, but I'm putting it in words, and it does help students, especially on a test if you have this. So what are your 3 steps to find the area of a trapezoid? You add the bases. Okay, so you add your 2 bases, step 1. Step 2, you multiply by the height. That is step 2. And again, the height, just like on a triangle, is the distance between the 2 bases that forms the right angle. C is not a height of that trapezoid. D is not the height of that trapezoid. H is, because of this magical right angle right here. That's what you're looking for. And then your 3rd step on a trapezoid is, and I'll just use shorthand here, you divide it by 2. So there are your 3 steps, which is basically what's going on here on both of these equations. Add your bases, a plus b, multiply by the height, divide it by 2. Okay? That's what you'll be doing this week before spring break. Nothing too painful, right? Just a little bit of review to get you ready for things where we're going, where we're finding volume and surface area like trapezoidal prisms, right? That's kind of where we're going. So you got to be able to find the area of a trapezoid. So hopefully it'll be some easy practice for you with the con. All right, but use this. You can use this on a test. It's hole punch for you. Keep it in your binder because on test I'll say, hey, get out your formula sheet. You can use it. All right, have a great day.